as you can see, we've got a very special unboxing because I have here a Nintendo Switch 2. I've got a physical copy of Mario Kart World. Cost me a lot of money, but I really wanted to have it physical. I've got some other little treats. I've got this new GameCube controller. I've got this beautiful Prince Sidon amiibo, who's gonna go next to my Link amiibo. I've got a screen protector, which I'll try and put on camera, but I don't think it'll work. So it might get put on off screen. And I've got this official Nintendo Switch 2 carrying case. So quite a lot to get through, but I am excited. So I think to start with, we'll go in first with the Switch 2 itself. Have a look, and then we'll start looking through the accessories. Okay. So you can expect plastic sounds, soft plastic, and hard plastic. You can expect a lot of paper. And also, I'll do some tracing with my trusty Apple Pencil. So, let's begin. I'll carefully move this stuff to the side. Okay. So, first up, we have the Nintendo Switch 2. It's almost, I think it's a square. Yeah, it almost seems like a perfect square. But it is quite thick. And it's very heavy, which surprised me. I was expecting it to be a lot lighter. As you can see on the front, we've got the Switch logo. The number 2, just to make sure. We've got NINTENDOSWITCH-TM. Nintendo Switch 2. And you can see there's the console itself in the dock. There's the two, I think they're still called Joy-Con. I guess we'll find out. Joy-Con L and Joy-Con R in the grip that comes in the box. And then a TV in the background. It's very bright red. I think Nintendo's really leaning into the red since the Switch. I think they used to do red like a really long time ago, and then it became gray with the Wii, and then it went back to red. Anyway, so on this side we've got some people playing tabletop mode, the kickstand, which looks quite different to the Switch 1 kickstand. On the back, someone undocking, or maybe docking, the console. On this side, we've got someone playing outdoors. And we've got contents are the unit, which looks like BAE001, Joy-Con left and right. I have no idea what that is, a charger maybe. USB cable, the dock, the grip, the wrist straps, and an HDMI cable. Ah, yeah, here we go. And it is still called Joy-Con, but it's Joy-Con 2. Okay. So on the top, just says Nintendo. That's easy. And on the bottom, just some useful information. Okay. I think it's time to open it. Here we go. So, we've got the console itself and our Joy-Con 2L and Joy-Con 2R, and they're in this white paper container. I'll start with the controllers. So crinkly. That's really interesting. There's like a smell. It's very hard to describe, but it does smell nice. It smells new. So there we go. This is the Joy-Con L. It's a nice blue color. You can see the new attachment mechanism. We've got our shoulder buttons, face buttons, bumper and trigger, and then of course the analog stick. There's like a nice slope underneath the analog stick, kind of leading up to the stick. It looks quite nice in my opinion. It's a good size for my hands at least. Now for the right Joy-Con. So this one, it almost looks orange, to be honest. Like, yeah, I don't know if the box is red. To me, that looks more orange than red, or maybe like coral. And again, we've got our shoulder buttons, face buttons, home button, C button, bumper and trigger. Still a button. That's interesting. It's not like an analog bumper, it is a button. And then the release mechanism. I think that's the IR sensor. And then of course the analog stick. Cool. So, now the big moment. The console itself. see. So on the back it says Nintendo Switch 2. I've got the kickstand, which still has room for the SD card. And then on this side you can see it's blue, and on this side it's, well, coral, and it says Nintendo just in there. So let's connect the Joy-Con for the first time. Wow, okay. I wasn't sure how that was gonna work, but it really does, like, guide you into it. Hang on, I'll show you again. Like, if you try from this side, it doesn't really do it. Oh, okay, no, it does work. Okay. Wow. And there we go. That's the Switch 2. So, just for comparison's sake, I've got here my Switch OLED. Oh, with some dog hair. So you can see it is actually quite a bit bigger if I align the screens. Yeah, you can see, like, that screen starting at the same place even includes this old Joy-Con. So that's quite a big change. And then this is my main handheld, my Steam Deck. And yeah, Steam Deck is still quite a bit bigger. Yeah, you can see there with the screens, although to be honest, not as big a difference as I was expecting. So, I'm gonna put this to the side just for a second. Oh no, we've got to try this first. Let's take off the controllers. That's so satisfying. Okay, let's see what else is in here. So, lifting this up, we've got a little information card. Nintendo Switch 2 TM. Important information. Using this console TV mode. And then it's got a diagram showing the dock. Tabletop mode. Yeah, remember when you used to get really big manuals? Like, this one is so thin, but it is very information dense. And information about the warranty, that's good to know. So what else? What else do we have in here? We've got an Ultra certified cable, HDMI ultra high speed. which games will use that, but. And then we've got the wrist strap. The blue wrist strap. Oh, these mechanisms, I find them so easy to break. If you push up, instead of pushing down, if you ever push up, you'll just break it. So be careful with that. And then the right wrist strap, the orange one. There we go. Made in China. Okay. Let's see what else we have in here. So this is the AC adapter. We've got like an electronic icon, don't throw it in the bin icon. The CE mark, the UK CA mark, don't know what that square one is, and then a QR code. So this is a USB-C to C cable with a nice little Nintendo logo on the ends. And this is the controller grip. So again, we've got the orange or coral here, and then the blue on this side. And I think it will just naturally, yep. Just clip right into place. And you can just see, just like the barest hint of orange or blue in the little crack. And then lastly, we have the dock itself. So it says the Switch logo, the number 2, and then MINTENDOSWITCH, Nintendo Switch 2. And then on the back we've got the Nintendo logo. And I think this opens like that. And you can see we've got a LAN port, HDMI out, an AC adapter, no USB port. Interesting. USB ports are here. Okay. So there's 2 USB ports up here. And then inside, it looks like they've got little rubber feet to stop the console from getting scratched, which is good. Okay. I think that's us for the console. So I'm going to tidy up and then come back and we'll do the accessories. See you in a moment. So I've applied my screen protector. Just going to put the controls back together. And there we go. So, I think first I'll open this sidon amiibo. So it says A-M-I-B-O amiibo. And up here says sidon, and then we have some nice artwork of him. His cheeks and his eyes. And on the back, amiibo. You can use amiibo with compatible software. Okay, so let's and there he is. The detail is really amazing. Like the little jewel on his glove, and the jewelry around his waist and his chest, and his trident. They've gotten so much better at amiibo over the years. They're really beautiful now, and I think they're really good figures for the price. I have very many. Maybe I should do an amiibo video at some point. I'll leave him here for now. Is he gonna fall over? He might. Okay. I'll leave him that way up. And he can watch over the rest of this unboxing. I think next we'll take a look at Mario Kart World. So this is the only launch title I've bought. I think the games this time around are really expensive. But I know with Mario Kart 8 is one of my favorite games ever. I think it's wonderfully made. I even bought a Wii U for it. So I know I'll get a lot out of this. So we've got the front, we have our Nintendo Switch 2 logo, Mario Kart World, and then we have the huge cast, all on their different vehicles, the Peggy logo, and this Nintendo ribbon ceiling. I don't know if that will show up on camera, but just around the edges. Start your engines and race across the world. Go head to head in 24-player races. Burn rubber in the non-stop knockout tour. Free roam. Cruise to your heart's content across a vast world, and don't forget to take some snaps. And it says Joy-Con 2 wheel compatible. Sure. I'm sure there's someone for whom that's exciting. It just reminds me of the ones that came with the Wii. I don't think I ever used them for more than a couple rounds, but... So on the spine, we've got some more art, and it just says Mario Kart World, Nintendo, and then the Switch 2 logo. And it's all in this bright red box, very similar to the red that's on everything else. so. There we go. First Switch 2 game. Let's open it up. Wow. Completely empty. Okay. But we do have the game, which is now on a red cartridge. So in the past, Switch games have been on a black cartridge, but this one's now red. It doesn't really have a smell, which I guess is good. Obviously with the Switch 1, there was that thing about taste. They tasted funny. I can't say I ever tried it, but good to know. Now let's open Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. So this one, I would consider myself a big Xenoblade fan, but the only two that I've actually finished have been Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2. I haven't played either of the DLC for those games, though I've heard good things, especially around Xenoblade 2's. And I got about halfway through Xenoblade 3 and then got distracted by something else. So I probably won't play this until I've finished 3, even though this one came out before on the Wii U. But it seemed like a good opportunity to pick it up, and hopefully it will run well on Switch 2. So we've got our Switch logo. XENOBLADECHRONICLES DEFINITION and then X. Got the age rating, so that's a 12 compared to Mario Kart being a 3. Imagine if that was like the score. Like, this is a 3, this is a 12, this is 4 times as good. And on the back, this is where we build our future. 2 years ago, the Earth was destroyed, caught in the crossfire of a terrible battle between alien civilizations. In desperation, we took to the stars and interstellar arcs, seeking to escape and begin anew. It sounds like Mass Effect Andromeda. That's ominous. But pursued by alien forces, our ship crashed down on an unknown planet. 2 months have passed since our arrival. What destiny awaits us here? Exploration. Discover the vast expanses of the planet Mira. Combat. Use lethal techniques known as arts to tackle the ferocious beasts found on Mira. Skells. Skells are advanced anti-alien war machines. Harness their fearsome power to hit much harder and roam much further, with all new elements including additional story content. So that will be on the front. This is one of the skells, which I think allow you to move around the world a lot faster later in the game. And again, so compared to 2, it's just a stock red color with the title and the Nintendo logo. So, let's open. this has more in it than Mario Kart World did, despite this costing almost twice as much. So this comes with a free 7-day trial for Nintendo Switch Online. I'll maybe give this one away, because I already have Nintendo Switch Online. An early purchase bonus. And then another leaflet for Nintendo Switch Online. Okay. I'm dropping hints that I want you on Nintendo Switch Online. And then the game. Which, as you can see here, is on a black cart. Compared to the red cart for Switch 2. But aside from that, they seem very, very similar. Like, same size. Well, I guess that makes sense. Maybe a slight difference in the cutouts. Wow, my screen protector is very slippy. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this to the side for a sec, and we'll have a look at this. So, this is our Nintendo GameCube controller, which works with the Switch and it's wireless. It's a very simple box. We've got our Nintendo logo, but aside from that, it's just red all the way around. And then on the back, we've got our contents, so the controller and the USB. And then instructions on how to connect it. And there we go. Oh no, my cards. It's so slippy. I'll put them up with sidon for safekeeping. Right. How do we get this controller out? Okay, that was easy. And then just underneath we've got some papers. The health and safety information. And then a USB to A to C cable. That's interesting. A to C, not C to C. And then we have the controller itself. So, I never actually had a GameCube. My first Nintendo console was the Wii. And I know that did have back compatibility, but I didn't bother at the time. You know, I was very young, wasn't really into more legacy games, maybe is the word. So this is the first time really me holding a GameCube controller. Very interesting shape. The grips are smaller than I imagined. So we've got an analog stick, which has like 8 directions. We've got the C stick, which is yellow. I really like that. It's like a cute color. We've got our D-pad. X. And then on top we've got L, R, a tiny CL button. Sorry, I think there's a child playing outside. Was like shouting. A tiny CL button. And then a C button on the right. RC button, sync button, capture button, and home button. And then a USB-C port. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting controller shape, but it doesn't feel too bad. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying some games with that. Okay, so last but not least, the case. And this actually comes with its own screen protector as well. Although I've used a glass one, so I won't need the one in here, but it's good to have a backup, I guess. So this has the Nintendo Switch 2 logo. Got some art on the side. Here we've got someone, wow, lots of games. And then just red on both ends. So there we go. Carrying case for Nintendo Switch 2. That's a cute little detail. The zipper's having the same orange and blue as the controllers. And it's like it feels like fabric but plastic at the same time. Like a very high density weave or mesh. But very, very simple. And then there we go, the inside. So there's a little pouch here. And a little space to put your games. So let's put those in. There we go. And then the Switch 2 itself. There we go. Cool. So last thing today then. The only thing left really is to turn it on. And there we go. I'm going to go and play with my Switch 2. So thank you very much for watching, and if you made it to the end, please leave a comment letting me know what you think. If there's anything you'd like to see, maybe I could do a video about my amiibos, or just showing off some games or something. Anyway, good evening, and I'll see you later.